Let's start session. Purchase day book. Purchase day book. What is purchase day book? Credit purchase of goods only to be recorded in purchase day book. Cash purchase should not be entered in purchase day book. Only credit purchase of goods from the supplier to be recorded in purchase day book. What is the format of the book? Purchase day book. Date of the supply you have to mention. Name of the supply you have to indicate. So details of the goods purchased you can indicate. Is there any purchase invoice available? The invoice number you can reference. You can give. Ledger folio also can be entered. Amount of purchase you can enter. Any remarks you can enter something. Something you want to write something, you can write any remarks you can write. This is purchase day book. Okay. Let's see sales day book. What is sales day book? Recording of all credit sales transaction in the book is called sales day book. All credit sales to be entered in sales day book. Cash sales should not be entered in sales day book. Any asset sold should not be entered in sales day book. Only credit sales of goods to be entered in sales day book. No cash sales to be entered. No asset sold to be entered. What is the format of sales day book? Date of the sales, particular, invoice reference, ledger folio, any amount, remarks. The particular means the name of the buyer, no, we can put it, because credit sales only, no, the customer name we can indicate. That's it. Let's see return inward book. What is return inward book? Sales return. We sold goods to customers. We sold goods to customer on credit basis. Those customers return the goods. They are not satisfied. Some damage has been happened. They return the goods back to us. Okay, fine. So it is not up to the sample. There are a lot of reasons are there. A lot of rejection should be there. It is not up to the sample. So they return the goods back to us. So credit sale customers, they return the goods back to us. Return inward book. What is the format of return inward book? Date you have to mention. The particular, the name of the party who returned the books to be entered. The invoice number to be entered. Ledger folio, if there is any reference available, ledger folio you can enter. Details of the details can be entered. The total amount to be entered. Any remarks you can put. It is called return inward book. That's it. Let's see return outward book. This book contains transaction related to goods returned by us to the creditors. Actually, we purchase goods from the creditors, suppliers. Due to some reasons, at the time of purchase, we found some damages, or it is not up to the sample we have sent. So we return back the goods to the supplier. So it is called purchase return book. Okay. Here, date of the purchase return you have to enter. The name of the supplier to whom you are going to return the goods, no, to be entered. Debit note to be entered. Ledger folio, details, amount to be entered. That's it. Debit note and credit note. So debit note means we return the goods to the supplier. Therefore, the particular account of supplier to be debited. It is called debit note. What is credit note? What is credit note? So we just credited the customer. Okay, whenever the customer return the goods back to us, so that particular customer to be credited. It is called credit note. It is called credit note. So debit note is related to purchase return. Credit note is related to sales return. That's it. Let's see. Bills receivable book. So normally, my customer, they are not in a position to pay back the money immediately. They are asking me to write a bill. So I am drawing the bill, because as a seller I have to draw the bill. As a customer, they have to accept the bill. For me it is receivable. For them it is acceptable. Just like a paper, 50 rupees stamp paper, just like this. No, just like this, receivable. For me it is receivable. For them it is acceptable. So similarly, lot of customers we are creating. Lot of receivables from the customer we have to enter. Okay, fine. So receivable day book format, number of bills, how many bills I have entered, date of receipt of bill, number of the bills, number of first bill, second bill, third bill, number of bill you have to enter, date of receipt of bill you have to enter, from whom we are receiving, name of the receiver, name of the drawer, which means myself, name of the acceptor, my customer, date of the bill, when the due date, after 3 months only the bill matured, the due date, the amount of bill to be entered, how the bill to be disposed of. That's it. So these are the entries to be done. Let's see bills payable book. So same thing. See, actually earlier it is receivable for one party, it is payable for the other party. For customer point of view, bills payable is for them. For seller it is receivable. For the buyer it is payable. A person who accepts the bill, no, is for him it is a payable. Similarly, there are a lot of payables for the customers. For us is receivable. I have a lot of receivables for me. Similarly, I have a lot of payables also. I have to make payment to supplier 1, supplier 2, supplier 3. Lot of suppliers I am having. I have to make payment to them. For me, receivables also comes in, payable also I have. Okay. So what date I have accepted to my supplier? For me, for supplier it is receivable. For me it is payable. For customer it is receivable. For customer it is payable. For me it is receivable. For my customer it is payable. For me it is receivable. For my supplier it is receivable. For me it is payable. So date of acceptance, to whom it is given, name of the drawer, supplier name, name of the payee, who is going to receive the money, where payable, which place we have to payable, date of the bill, terms 3 months or 4 months, what date it is going to be matured, what date you are going to pay, amount of bill, how the bill to be disposed of, cash, bank settlement, how the bill to be disposed of. That's it. Let's see. Trial balance. See, what is trial balance? So after preparing, so transaction has to happen, the transaction to be journalized, from the journal ledger to be posted, from the ledger the balances to be taken out to trial balance. What is the main purpose of trial balance? To check the arithmetical accuracy of ledger balances, which means we have to ensure that all the debits are equal to credit, There are two methods of trial balance available. One is balance method, another one is called total method. One is called balance method from the ledger, another one is total method. Right. The main purpose of the trial balance is to show whether ledger balances are tallied or not. To check the arithmetic accuracy of all the ledger balances, we have to prepare trial balance. Right. Let's see. What are the features of trial balance? It is a list of debit and credit balances from the various ledger accounts you have to extract. Number 2, it is a statement of debit and credit balances. Number 3, it is to establish the arithmetical accuracy of the transaction. Whether each and every ledger arithmetically we are correct. Is there any clerical error has been done? We can check it out. Right. Next, it is not mainly applicable for audit purpose. It is especially applicable for arithmetical accuracy purpose only. It is not an account. It is a statement of accounts. We are not supposed. It is not a part of final accounts, but is required to prepare final accounts. It is not a part of final accounts, but it is required to be prepared to final accounts. Final accounts means trading, profit and loss account, balance sheet. That is a final account preparation. You have to prepare your trading account, you have to prepare your profit and loss account, you have to prepare your balance sheet. But trial balance is not a part of final accounts, but is required to prepare final accounts. Right. Trial balance can be prepared either by weekly or monthly or quarterly or half-yearly basis. Right. So, having a trial balance, after preparing a trial balance only, we can able to prepare trading account, we can able to prepare profit and loss account, we are able to prepare balance sheet. So, these are the main features of trial balance. How the trial balance to be prepared? It is maybe prepared a loose sheet of paper we can prepare, or debit and credit balance to be transferred. Debit balance, debit column we have to post, credit balance, credit column we have to post. It is purely on the basis of principle, for every debit there is an equal and corresponding credit. What is the main purpose of trial balance? It is to check the arithmetical accuracy of all the recorded transaction. It is to ascertain the balance of any ledger account, to serve as an evidence whether the double entry has been properly posted or not. You have to check it out. And finally, having prepared the trial balance, it is easy for us to prepare the trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Final accounts we can promptly prepare. That's it. Let's see trial balance, where we have to post the reason of posting. Heads of account, side of trial balance. Trial balance means debit, credit we have to open. Okay. So meantime, I tell you how the trial balance to be prepared. Okay. So this is the format of trial balance. So particular, debit, credit. For example, sales account, it is always credit. Capital account is always credit. Drawings, debit. Purchase, debit. Just like this, we have to say why it is debit, why is it credit. The reason for that we are going to see. Right. Let's see trial balance as on heads of account, sides of trial balance, reasons. Cash in hand. We have cash. So debit balance, it is asset. Cash at bank, debit balance. We have cash at bank, debit balance, therefore assets. Cash at bank, overdraft, OD. Overdraft means liability. It's not favor to us. It's a liability. Therefore, all liabilities are credit balances, all assets are debit balances. Bank overdraft, liability, credit balances. Capital, liability, credit balance. Opening stock, asset, debit balance. For opening stock or closing stock, always current assets. Okay, debit balance. Wages, expenses, debit balance. See, there are 3 rules you have to apply here. Debit the receiver, credit the giver, personal account. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out, real account. Debit all losses and expenses, credit all incomes and gains, nominal account. So wages, expense, debit. Purchase, it's an increase in stock you can treat or expense also you can treat. I told you there are two options. Either expense you can treat or increase in stock you can take. Since it is an increase in stock, therefore it's debit balance. Carriage inward, expense, debit balance. At the time of purchase, we are paying to lorry charges, debit. Freight, expense, debit. Royalty and production. See, the formula belongs to you. Whenever I am going to produce any articles, I have to pay royalty to the article because this formula belongs to you. I have to pay royalty to you. The royalty is an expense for me. For you it is income. For me it is an expense. Okay, therefore debit balance. So gas, water, fuel is always going to be expense. Debit balance. Motive power. Power used in factories, always expense. Debit balance. That's it. Let's see. Import duty paid on purchase of material is always debit balance. Therefore, it's an expense, debit balance. Sale, either you can consider as an income or decrease in stock. Therefore, credit balance. Credit all incomes and gains. So credit balance. Or decrease in stock. Whenever stock increases, debit. Whenever stock decreases, credit. Or either it may be considered as income, therefore credit balance. Similarly, discount allowed. We are allowing discount allowed to customers, therefore it's a loss for us, therefore debit balance. Discount received from the supplier. I have received discount therefore gain for me, therefore credit balance. Bad debts, customer, okay, we failed to collect any money from the customer, it is called bad debts. It is a loss for us, therefore debit balance. Debit all losses and expenses. Provision for doubtful debts. We are making provision. Why we are making provision? Last year we are making provision of doubtful debts 5%. This year we are going to make provision for 7%. 7% I have a doubt whether I am going to receive the money from the customer or not from the total sales. That particular percentage I have a doubt. Therefore credit balance. All provisions are liability. Therefore credit balance. Either gain or liability you can consider. Okay. Therefore credit balance. So provision for doubtful debts is a credit balance. Commission received is an income, credit balance. Salary paid, expense, debit balance. Commission paid, expense, debit balance. Rent rates, taxes, expense, debit balance. Repair and maintenance, expense for the business, debit balance. Insurance paid, expense, debit balance. Carriage outward, at the time of sale, we are making payment to the lorry for a sale, it is called freight outward or carriage outward. Again it is an expense. So carriage inward also expense, debit balance. Carriage outward also expenses. For the sales only you are paying to lorry charges, again debit balance. Trade charges related to trade. You want to do any business, you have to pay some trade charges. Again is expense related to trade, there are debit balances. Royalty and sales, again expenses, debit. Royalty and production, expense for me. Royalty and sales, expense for me. Whenever I make any sales, I have to pay royalty to the sales to you. Whenever I make any production, I have to pay royalty to you. There is a royalty and production, expense. Royalty and sales, expense. That's it. Now let's see. Interest paid, yes, expense, debit balance. Interest received, income. Credit all incomes and gains, credit balance. Advertisement, expense, debit balance. Sundry expenses, expense, debit balance. Miscellaneous expenses, expense, debit balance. Miscellaneous income. Credit all incomes and gains, credit balance. Income tax of the proprietor. Income tax of the proprietor. Income tax of the proprietor. Therefore drawings, debit balance. LIC premium of the proprietor. Therefore drawings, debit balance. Okay, any expenses of the proprietor of the business, it is always called drawings. Whatever be the nature of expense, either income tax paid for the proprietor, LIC premium paid for the proprietor, or any school fees of the daughter of the proprietor paid from the business, they are all called drawings only. Office expenses, yes, expenses, debit. Now, why the drawings we are debited? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So drawings of the proprietor, so debited. Capital of the proprietor, credited. Just like this. Okay, right. Office expenses, expense, debit balance. Export duty, expense. We have to pay duty, therefore expense, debit balance. Export duty or import duty. For exporting articles, you have to pay duty, expense. Importing duty, you have to pay duty, expense, debit balance. Allowances, losses, debit balance, that's it. Let's see. Rebates, just like allowances, rebates we are giving to the customer, therefore debit balance. Sales tax, now there is no sales tax, the new name is called GST. Once GST paid, if there is no credit, there is no term called sales tax now, it is only GST. GST paid, if there is no credit, therefore an expense should be debited. Horses and carts, asset for the business, therefore debit. Squad we are having, assets, watchdog squad you are having, watchdog squad for the company normally is available, securities we are appointing for the squad, asset, debit. Loan secured, we have to repay, liability, credit. Loans we have given, asset, so debit. Any reserve fund is always liability, it's a general reserve or debenture reserve or capital reserve or machine replacement reserve, any type of reserve is always liability, credit. Sinking fund, whenever you are using the term fund is coming, it is always liability, therefore credit balance. Fund investment, asset, debit. Fund is always credit balance, liability. Fund investment, whatever the amount we collected for the fund, if it is invested outside in any shares and securities, it is an asset, debit balance. Any fund, ecological fund, liability, credit. Any fund investments, asset, debit. Building fund, liability, credit. Building fund investments, asset, debit. Building fund investments, asset, debit. Building, asset, debit. Land, asset, debit. Plant, asset, debit. Machinery, asset, debit. Furniture fitting, asset, debit. Motor vehicle, asset, debit. Computer, asset, debit. Any assets are always debit. Any liability, always credit. Office equipment, yes, we purchase office equipment, asset, therefore debit balance, that's it. Let's see. Goodwill is always intangible assets, therefore it's an asset, always debit balance. Patent rights, intangible assets, so patent rights, goodwill, trademark, copyright, they are all intangible assets, okay. So it's always either tangible assets or intangible assets, is always asset, debit balance. Trademark of the company, asset, debit balance. Investment, asset, debit balance. Shares and security invested outside your company, asset, debit balance, okay. Similarly, GP notes, just like assets invested, government promissory notes, GP notes means government promissory notes. GP means government promissory notes. It is invested outside your business, asset, debit. Sundry debtors, current asset, debit. Sundry creditors, current liability, credit. We have to repay. General reserve, some reserve we created, liability, credit balance. Receivable, asset, current asset, debit balance. Bills payable, current liability, credit balance. Provision for discount on debtors, any discount on debtors, provision created is always liability, credit balance. Discount on creditors is an income, but provision for discount on creditors is asset, debit balance. Discount on debtors, expense. Provision for discount on debtors, liability, credit. Discount on creditors, income, credit balance. Provision for discount on creditors, asset, debit balance. Lighting and heating, expense, debit or losses and expense, debit balance. Drawings of the proprietor, just like asset, or capital minus drawings or asset. Capital minus drawings or asset, debit balance. Contribution to PF, asset. Contribution to PF, asset, debit balance. Any fund created, liability. Any fund investment, asset. Any fund created, liability, credit balance. Any fund investment, suppose price fund investment, asset, debit balance. Price fund, liability, credit balance. Depreciation, loss, debit. Provision for depreciation, liability, credit. Debtor, bad debts, expense, debit. Provision for bad debts, liability, credit. Just like depreciation, loss, debit. Provision for depreciation, liability, credit. Return inward, loss, debit. Sales, return inward, sales to be cancelled. Sales is always credit. Sales return, sales cancellation or credit cancellation, or you can call it as loss or debit balance. Let's see. Return outward, okay. So return outward means purchase return. So purchase is an expense, return outward is a credit balance, return outward is a credit balance is a gain, return purchase to be cancelled, purchase is an expense, purchase cancelled is a gain, credit balance. Freehold property, what is freehold property? Which means there is no encumbrance, it is purely freehold, okay. So asset, you can close your eyes and you can purchase assets, nothing wrong in purchasing assets, freehold. So asset, debit balance. Premise, asset, debit balance. Leasehold property is asset, the asset I purchased for 10 years lease, so asset, debit balance. Loose tools, bolt, nut, loose tools, asset for the company. Petty cash is asset, debit balance. Loose tools, asset, debit balance. Petty cash, asset, debit balance. Provident fund, liability. Contribution to provident fund, asset. Provident fund is a liability because it to be made, liability, credit balance. Debenture purchased from other company, I invested in debentures of other company, it is asset. But debenture issued, liability. Debenture purchased, asset, debit balance. Debenture issued to public, liability created, so credit balance. Loan we obtained, liability. Mortgage loan we obtained, liability, credit balance. Prepaid expenses, expense prepaid, current asset, debit. Outstanding expenses are liability, prepaid expenses are asset. Outstanding expenses are liability, credit. Prepaid expense asset, debit. Bad is recovered, gain, credit. Credit. Accrued incomes, asset, debit. Apprentice premium received from the government, apprentice premium received from the government, income, credit. Apprentice premium received from the government, it is yet to be given to the apprentices, therefore income, credit. Books, asset, debit. That's it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel Style Digitech and press the bell icon to see new videos.